Imagine waking up in your late 50s and being mistaken for someone in their 20s. Not once, not occasionally, but all the time. That's the daily reality for Chuando, a Singaporean photographer, author, and former model who has become a global internet sensation. Born in 1966, Chuando has sparked curiosity, admiration, and let's be honest, a little envy thanks to his remarkably youthful appearance. He doesn't look young for his age, he looks young. Period. His skin is tight and smooth, his physique lean and strong, his energy vibrant. To the casual observer, he could easily pass for someone 30 years younger. But here's the twist: he's not chasing youth with expensive surgeries or high-end treatments. He's not hiding his age, he's just living in a way that makes time slow down, and that's why we're here. This episode isn't about unrealistic beauty standards or overnight transformations. It's about understanding what truly matters when it comes to healthy aging, and how one man's discipline and lifestyle choices can offer us all a roadmap to feeling better, aging better, and living better. So, what's his secret? Is it genetics? Possibly. But genetics alone can't explain a body that looks sculpted in your 20s and a complexion that rarely sees blemishes. Is it luxury? Not really. His habits are simple, accessible, and surprisingly ordinary. What if the answer is something more human, more sustainable? Something rooted in joy, movement, mindful eating, and protecting peace of mind. In the next few parts, we'll break down Chuando's full routine, from the exercises he does to the meals he eats, and most importantly, the things he chooses not to do. This isn't just about looking younger, it's about living longer, better, and with more purpose. So before we begin, ask yourself this: what does aging gracefully mean to you? If you've ever felt the desire to have more energy, feel more confident, or wake up with a renewed sense of self, you're not alone. Drop a comment below and share what living well looks like in your life. Your story might just inspire someone else. And now let's meet the mindset that keeps Chuando young, not just in appearance, but in spirit. The longevity mindset. How your thoughts shape your years. You can eat clean, you can work out, you can sleep 8 hours a night. But if your mind is in constant stress, worry, or sadness, your body still pays the price. That's the deeper truth we often miss when talking about aging, and it's where Chuando quietly shines. Because while the world focuses on his smooth skin or defined jawline, few notice the real force behind it all: his mindset. When asked about his youthful appearance, Chuando doesn't talk about products or procedures. He talks about purpose. "I've tried many different jobs," he once said, "but I stopped at what I really love. I love people, I love communication, I love setting up a photo shoot, I love taking photos." This isn't just a poetic sentiment, it's backed by science. A 10-year study conducted by University College London followed more than 11,000 individuals over the age of 50. The conclusion: those who reported feeling happiest were 35% less likely to die within the following 5 years compared to those who felt less positive. That's not wishful thinking, that's biology, and it goes even deeper. In Finland, researchers examined the effects of work-related stress on cellular aging. They discovered that people suffering from chronic burnout had shorter leukocyte telomeres, the protective ends of our DNA. When telomeres shrink, our cells age faster. Our risk of disease rises, our vitality fades. Let's pause for a moment, because this changes everything. It means that how we feel about our work, our relationships, our purpose doesn't just affect our mood. It affects how our cells regenerate, how our skin looks, how our heart beats, and how long we stay alive. Now back to Chuando. He didn't escape stress by accident. He designed a life that protects him from it. Not by avoiding challenges, but by leaning into what brings him fulfillment. Every photo shoot he plans, every story he tells, every swim he takes, these are more than hobbies. They are lifelines, anchors of joy, rhythms that restore rather than deplete. And that's the invitation for all of us. You don't need to be a photographer. You don't need to write a book or swim for an hour a day, but you can build your days around something that fills your cup. Maybe it's tending to a garden, or calling a friend, or helping out in your local community center, or simply journaling after breakfast. It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be yours. And when that becomes a habit, your body begins to reflect that inner alignment slowly, gently, consistently. So now I'd love to hear from you. What brings you joy lately? What's one thing, big or small, that lights up your day? Drop it in the comments below, because your answer might inspire someone who needs that spark. And remember this, a long life isn't just about years. It's about the quality of those years and the meaning we weave into them. Coming up next, we explore how Chuando moves, not with intensity, but with wisdom. Because sometimes just a little movement can change everything. Movement that heals, how exercise supports youth at every age. If mindset is the compass of youth, then movement is the vehicle that gets us there. Chuando knows this well. He's not an athlete. He's not training for a marathon. He's just a man who believes that your body should be treated like a gift, not a machine to be punished, but a vessel to be preserved. Even now, in his late 50s, Chuando doesn't train like someone trying to get fit. He trains like someone trying to stay well. On a good week, he hits the gym 5 times. When life gets busy, he pares it down to 3. Each session lasts no more than 90 minutes and never feels excessive. The structure is simple, about 30 minutes of strength training followed by low-impact cardio. He doesn't run, not because he can't, but because he once had a knee injury and listens to his body's limits. Instead, he walks fast on a treadmill. But perhaps the most sacred part of his day, his evening swim, about 1 hour every day, rain or shine. And there's something quietly powerful about that. Swimming isn't flashy, it doesn't look intense. But it's one of the best all-around movements for aging bodies. Why? Because it strengthens the heart without stressing the joints. It increases lung capacity. It improves circulation and mood. It tones the muscles, especially the back core and shoulders, areas we tend to neglect as we age. More importantly, it creates flow, not just in water, but in the mind. That moment of peace and rhythm in the pool, it's meditation in motion. But let's bring this closer to home. What does this mean for someone who's 60, 70, or even 80 and hasn't moved much lately? Here's the good news. You don't need to swim every day. You just need to move gently and regularly. Because after the age of 50, we begin to lose 1–2% of our muscle mass every year. That's a condition called sarcopenia, and it can slowly steal strength, balance, and independence. But resistance training, even using body weight or light bands, has been shown in multiple studies to reverse or at least slow this loss. You don't have to lift heavy. You just have to lift something, a can of soup, a resistance band, your own arms in the mirror. Even walking, yes, simple walking improves heart health, supports joints, and boosts mental clarity. And let's not forget one thing that often gets overlooked: stretching. Stretching in the morning or before bed can improve flexibility, prevent falls, and reduce pain. It also brings a sense of calm, grounding, and ownership of the body. Here's how you might start. Take a walk around the block each morning, even 10 minutes. Do 5 slow squats next to a chair. Stretch your arms up side to side, breathe deeply. Put on music and dance a little while washing dishes. Movement doesn't have to be formal, it just needs to be consistent. Chuando says he'll lift until he can't lift anymore. And that's the spirit, not perfection, not pushing beyond your limits, but showing up with love for your body just as it is and hope for what it can still do. So now let's take a moment. Did you move today, even if it was just standing up a little longer or walking to get the mail that counts? Drop a yes in the comments if you moved today, or share how you plan to move tomorrow. Because when you move your body, you move your life forward. Up next, we'll head into Chuando's kitchen and discover how the foods he eats and avoids help him stay strong, lean, and vibrant. Stay with us. The power of food. 70% nutrition, 30% movement. There's a saying Chuando lives by. You are what you eat. He truly believes that 70% of your health, your shape, your energy, your skin, your strength is built in the kitchen. Only 30% comes from exercise. And when you look at the way he eats, it all begins to make sense. Let's start with the first meal of the day, breakfast. One morning during an interview at a hotel buffet in Marina Bay Sands, Singapore, Chuando sat down with a plate that raised eyebrows. 6 poached eggs, but only 2 yolks, the rest were whites. Next to them, a small slice of French toast and some lightly grilled vegetables. At first glance, it's simple, but it's incredibly strategic. Egg whites provide lean protein low in fat and cholesterol. The 2 yolks he keeps give him healthy fats and essential vitamins like B12 and choline, but without going overboard. That's balance. The vegetables give fiber and antioxidants. French toast? A small comfort, not enough to spike blood sugar, but enough to enjoy the meal. And when he's home with more time to prepare, he makes oatmeal. But not just plain oats. He cooks it with milk eggs, honey-mashed avocado, and tops it off with a sprinkle of chia seeds. It might sound unusual, but every ingredient has a purpose. Oats are packed with beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that helps lower cholesterol and support heart health. Milk adds calcium and protein. Eggs once again bring leucine, an amino acid essential for muscle maintenance. Avocado offers heart-healthy fats and vitamin E, which helps keep skin smooth and elastic. Chia seeds. Just 1 tablespoon delivers fiber, antioxidants, and plant-based omega-3s that support the brain and joints. What we're seeing here isn't a diet, it's a strategy. A daily, repeatable, easy-to-maintain way of eating that works with the body, not against it. Now let's talk about lunch and dinner. If you follow Chuando for even a week, you'll notice he eats the same things almost every day. Sometimes at home. Sometimes while out in Orchard Road, Singapore's busy shopping and dining street. His meals are remarkably consistent. Option 1. A bowl of clear fish soup. No noodles, no rice, just broth, greens, and tender fish slices. Option 2. Chicken breast with a small portion of brown rice or stir-fried vegetables. The chicken is lightly marinated in olive oil and balsamic vinegar, no salt. Occasionally he adds a dash of dark soy sauce for flavor. Why does he eat this way? Because it's simple, repeatable, clean. And as he puts it, it doesn't have to taste amazing, it just has to be fresh. Freshness is key. By removing sauces, artificial flavors, and excess oils, he's giving his body clean fuel food that digests easily, doesn't trigger inflammation, and supports stable energy. And when it comes to dinner, he often adds a green salad rich in leafy vegetables like spinach, arugula, or mixed greens. Sometimes with a few cherry tomatoes or slices of cucumber. No dressing, just a drizzle of olive oil. How about snacks? In the mornings, he reaches for berries. Raspberries, blueberries, or strawberries, depending on what's in season. Later in the day, if he gets hungry, he'll grab a small handful of nuts, usually 10 almonds or cashews. Why? These berries are loaded with antioxidants which help fight the oxidative stress that causes aging at the cellular level. Nuts provide healthy fats, protein, and magnesium important for heart and bone health. And when he craves something indulgent, yes, even Chuando has a soft spot ice cream. But here's the difference. He only allows himself once a month, and only in the first half of the day when the metabolism is more active. His go-to a scoop of Haagen-Dazs vanilla split into 3 small portions across a morning. He enjoys it and moves on. There's no guilt, no shame, just boundaries. Because he knows the key to lasting wellness isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. He doesn't fast, he doesn't follow a trend, he just eats whole foods that support his goals. And that's something anyone can do at any age. So let's bring it back to you. What does a nourishing, energy-giving meal look like for you? Could it be a bowl of oatmeal with fruit? A grilled chicken salad for lunch? Maybe switching from soda to water, or choosing berries over cookies once this week? Small shifts make a big impact. So here's your gentle challenge. Choose one meal this week to make it a little cleaner, a little simpler, a little more like Chuando's. Then come back and let us know how it felt. Because when you eat better, you move better, think clearer, and age more gracefully. Up next, we're revealing the 5 foods Chuando never eats and why they matter more than you think. The 5 foods he avoids. Why subtraction is as powerful as addition. We've explored what Chuando eats, and it's impressive in its simplicity. But if you ask him what really makes the biggest difference, it's not just what he puts on his plate, it's what he leaves off it. Because in Chuando's view, what you don't eat may matter even more than what you do. He's not obsessive, he's not restrictive to the point of misery, but he's deliberate. He avoids certain foods completely, not out of fear, but out of respect for what his body needs. Let's go through the 5 foods he stays away from, and more importantly, why. 1. Sugar ice cream is my weakness, Chuando admits with a laugh. But I allow it only once a month and only in the morning. Yes, even someone this disciplined still enjoys treats. But sugar, especially processed sugar, is something he fiercely limits. Why? Because sugar doesn't just cause weight gain. It actually accelerates aging. Numerous studies show that diets high in added sugars contribute to the shortening of telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes. The shorter your telomeres, the faster your cells age. Sugar also increases inflammation, weakens collagen, and breaks down skin elasticity, all of which contribute to wrinkles, fatigue, and chronic disease. So Chuando doesn't avoid sugar to stay slim. He avoids it to stay strong. What you can do? Start by replacing sugary drinks with water, swap dessert for fruit, or limit sweets to just once a week, maybe even once a month like he does. 2. Caffeine. This one surprises people. Chuando doesn't drink coffee or tea. No morning brew. No midday latte. No green tea after lunch. Just water. His reason: caffeine may boost alertness, yes, but it also dehydrates the skin, raises stress hormones, and can disturb sleep patterns, especially as we age. And sleep, as you'll hear in the final part of this episode, is one of the most underrated tools in staying youthful. Chuando doesn't criticize caffeine. He simply noticed that his skin looked better and his energy more stable when he stopped drinking it. What you can do: try switching your second cup of coffee for water with lemon, or set a caffeine cutoff time, say no coffee after 12 noon. 3. Alcohol. Of all the things he avoids, this is the most absolute. Chuando doesn't drink alcohol at all. Why? Because alcohol, even in small amounts, can age the skin, burden the liver, and interfere with deep sleep, the kind of sleep that restores and heals the body. And as we grow older, our body becomes less efficient at metabolizing alcohol. That one glass of wine in our 30s might have felt relaxing, but in our 50s or 60s, it might lead to disrupted sleep, headaches, or dry skin the next day. As Chuando puts it, if you're trying to eat clean and take care of your body, why put the toxins back in? What you can do: choose alcohol-free alternatives like sparkling water with citrus or herbal teas, and if you do drink, keep it rare and hydrate well. 4. Sauces and MSG heavy foods. This might sound small, but it's not. When dining out with friends, Chuando often asks for plain food. If a dish comes heavily sauced, he'll even dip it in hot water to rinse it off. Why? Because sauces often hide sugar, sodium preservatives, and MSG, all of which can increase water retention, spike blood pressure, or trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. MSG, monosodium glutamate, found in many restaurant broths and marinades, has been linked to headaches, skin issues, and fatigue in some people, though research remains mixed. Chuando prefers to taste the ingredients themselves, not just the seasoning. What you can do: when eating out, ask for sauces on the side. Cook at home using herbs, citrus, and olive oil instead of bottled dressings or seasoning packets. 5. Eating late at night. This isn't exactly a food, but it's a food habit. Chuando never eats within 7 hours of bedtime. This means if he sleeps at 10 p.m., his last meal is around 3 p.m. Why such a long window? Because this gives his body time to digest, balance blood sugar, and enter a natural fast overnight, which science shows can improve metabolism, reduce inflammation, and promote cellular repair. It's a form of intermittent fasting without rigid rules. Just one rule: no food close to bedtime. He wakes up lighter, clearer, more energized. What you can do: try finishing dinner a little earlier. Maybe start with a 3-hour gap between your last bite and bedtime and gradually stretch that window. Let's recap. The 5 things Chuando avoids completely are processed sugar, caffeine, alcohol, sauces, and MSG. Eating late at night. Now ask yourself, which of these could you adjust this week? You don't have to cut everything at once. Maybe start with sugar, or just try finishing dinner earlier, or swap 1 cup of coffee for water. Small changes, made with care, build remarkable results. And if you're still here and this list surprised you, drop a comment and tell us which item was most unexpected. We love hearing your thoughts, because when you share, someone else feels encouraged to try too. In our final part coming up next, we'll bring it all together: the food, the movement, the mindset, and the gentle rituals that keep Chuando calm, clean, and consistent. Don't miss it. Calm, clean, and consistent, the lifestyle that lasts. Now that we've seen what Chuando eats, what he avoids, how he moves, and how he thinks it's time to bring it all together. Because in truth, there's no one thing that makes him look the way he does. No one meal, no one workout. No one makes a perfect decision. It's everything repeated, gently, faithfully, over time. The secret is not intensity, it's consistency. Chuando doesn't just follow habits, he lives by rhythm. He creates a day that flows like water, predictable, calm, and kind to his body. Let's start with something that surprises many people: his skincare. Despite his glowing, firm skin, Chuando only uses 2 products on his face: a gel cleanser to gently wash away sweat and pollution, a moisturizer to keep the skin hydrated. That's it. No retinols, no fancy serums, no overnight miracle creams, and he has sensitive skin, so less is more. The real skincare happens in his kitchen through hydration, healthy fats, and stress reduction. And speaking of hydration, he drinks only water. No coffee, no tea, no soda, no energy drinks, just water, clean, pure, refreshing throughout the day. This keeps his skin supple, supports kidney function, and helps regulate appetite. He's not obsessed with restriction. He simply doesn't want to undo the good work he puts into his body. He's tried botox once years ago as a gift from a clinic. He didn't like the feeling, so he never did it again. He does dye his hair, yes. He has a few gray strands that he chooses to cover. But beyond that, he embraces his natural features. And now perhaps the most powerful and overlooked part of his routine: sleep. Chuando never eats late. He finishes meals early so his body can rest, digest, and reset overnight. And he guards his evening routine the way most people guard passwords. No heavy meals, no stressful late-night decisions, no endless scrolling or noise. Just stillness, light stretching, a warm shower, deep breathing, sleep. Because sleep isn't just recovery, it's restoration. That's when growth hormone releases. That's when cells repair. That's when the brain clears out toxins. And the next morning he swims. He eats clean. He creates. He smiles. Then he repeats. Not because it's glamorous, but because it works. He once said, "I've been swimming since my teens. I'll lift weights until I can't lift anymore." That's not ambition. That's love. Love for health, for life, for staying strong for as long as he possibly can. And that is the real takeaway. This episode wasn't really about Chuando. It was about you. About the possibility that lives in every breath, every meal, every choice. You don't need perfect genetics. You don't need to look 27 at 57, but you can feel better. You can move with grace. You can live with purpose. Because aging is not a decline. It's a transition, a doorway into deeper clarity, quieter joy, and lasting strength if we choose to protect it. So now it's your turn. What one thing from this episode do you feel ready to try? Will you move more, sleep earlier, eat a cleaner breakfast, drink more water, laugh more often? Drop your answer in the comments. Share your voice. You never know who you might encourage. And if this episode touched you, inspired you, or simply reminded you that aging can be beautiful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. Because Lifewell Seniors isn't just a channel, it's a community, a movement, a reminder that the best is not behind us, it's ahead. So stay well, live fully, and remember the best is yet to come.